Okay, here's the first zombie mystery painting. This is painted on June. This is a funky deal. This is funky, you know. I mean, you had to develop a new sensitivity to appreciate this thing. The paint was packed on it as fast as I could put the paint on it. I was functioning with a lot of punk rock artists that liked really rough, goofy, fast stuff that looked sloppy. So I had to loosen up and just pack the paint on there. I knew a little bit about anatomy, so I could you know, throw something together. Remember this imagery, because I want to show you this image in the last zombie mystery painting. Try to remember the wolf and the abstract head and stuff there. Okay, this is no milk and cookies for Gargantua. Tasteful, huh? That was good over the couch. Okay, look at this. Look at this. I couldn't paint these fast enough. You know, I was selling these things, and I was taking $50 payments. Painting like this would go for about $600, and I'd take $50 payments and had all these $50 checks coming in. You know, sustaining myself on it. This is lurid. Okay. Got a female torso that's been dismembered. But the composition's nice. The color palette. Okay. Now, Flavor of the Red Hot Chili Peppers had the indiscretion to buy this one. Okay, now look at this horrible thing here. This is a young boy that's coming to grips with his own sexuality, trying to emotionally adjust to the world of women that he's going to be facing, and how to handle his sexual emotions. This thing, there's no holes barred in this thing. This ended up in the Getty collection. Okay, this is the cover for the book Zombie Mystery Painting. You can see it's got composition to it. It's got the use of color. It's got contrast. It's got energy. It's got anxiety. It's got all the things that really don't go over too big. Okay, this is a situation where the hero is having trouble with his girlfriend getting involved with the denizens. And he can't adjust to this. Okay, here's the devil getting his tail cut off, see? By this rotting zombie. Now, you can, I guess, if you had to, you could put intellectual content into this. I don't know. Okay, what can you say? Like the graphics in the background, working the 2 dimensions with the 3 dimensions. Okay. The girl's smile isn't legal consent is the name of this. Okay. Now, this is the last I'm going to show you the zombie mystery paintings. Now, I ask you to remember the wolf and the girls, the head of the girl down here and all this. So the first and the last painting have the same characteristic in them, see? Okay. Now, the story about this. This painting ended up in the hands of a gentleman that was a movie producer in Hollywood, small-time movie producer. See? And he was a handsome guy and had a lot of girlfriends, and he lived a fast life. He had an apartment behind a store on Fairfax. He lived a real fast life. And did a lot of drugs, and he's a hip dude. He did some real hip punk rock movies and whatnot. And he came home one night. Down he had to go in the alley to get to his place. So he come home one night, comes in, pulls in his driveway, pulls in his back behind the shop, and the cops see him, and the cops pull him over. They don't know what he's doing in the back there, see? Well, he's got a gun on him, see? So the cops are talking to him, and he somehow gets them distracted, and he runs in his back door of his place, and he throws the gun under the couch. His girlfriend's in the apartment. The cops come in and drag him back out. They put him in the back of the cop car. The cops go inside. 30 minutes goes by. 45 minutes, an hour goes by, a little over an hour goes by, and the cops all come out, come up to him and say, listen, if you ever pull anything like this again, we're just going to beat the hell out of you. We're not going to waste any time with you. And the cops drove off. He goes in there to see his girlfriend. He says, what are these cops doing in here all this time? And she says, looking at that painting. Okay, when I was a child, I was told, son, don't put your hands outside the car. There's a guy outside the car on the road with a knife that'll cut your arms off. So, while traveling near or traveling far, keep your hands inside the car. This is just clowning. This is just clowning around. Okay, here's a social statement here. Now you can see why the feminists hate the name of this painting is Quest for Cholesterol. Okay, this is more seating material here. This is about violating innocence here. Move on. Okay, this is a very large painting, and it has to do with more women on food. This is about a cowgirl that fights beatniks. Okay, this one goes over big with the Latino community. Okay, now this is about this poor character that's in an insane asylum that's developed an infatuation for the nurse. And his desire for her is so strong and so calling that his wants can burn through 2-inch boilerplate. And now here's an example of something that's absolutely antisocial. You know, there's nothing right in this picture. Okay? It's just fighting but yet it does have energy. Does it have energy? It has energy. Okay. Now look at this deal here. This is a painting showing a guy and his girlfriend in the 40s stepping into the presumed future. Okay? That's what the presumed future would be, looking back from the 40s, early 50s, into maybe what they thought maybe the 80s. Now, this picture was in the Helter Skelter show at MoCA in '92. And this very piece of artwork ended up on the calendar cover of the LA Times. So, what can I tell you? Okay, now this one deals in, this is terrible. You know, we've got Jesus in drag, and the nightclub is Deuteronomy Lounge. You know, it's terrible. And I've had to defend this to religious people. You know, it's an abomination. Some religious people, the first place this showed at was at La Luz de Jesus back in the 80s, and some religious people caught me. They said, we appreciate your art and all, but I think you're hurting people. This is not right. Why would you hurt people like this? And I said, well, you know, I can see how you have reservations about this, but you know, I think if Jesus was alive, I don't think Jesus would appreciate being represented as a naked man nailed to lumber. Okay, this is Decorator General. This is just art. That's just art. Okay. The day Joe Smiley ate the bad oyster. I love eating oysters. Now, I've been eating them since a kid. And I know one of these days I'm going to hit that bad oyster. Okay, look at that. If this isn't sexist, I don't know what is. I don't mean to sound gamey and smart-alecky, but this plays on sexual anxiety, and it makes fun of sexual anxiety. Anthony Kiedis of Red Hot Chili Peppers got this.